Manhattan has been just such a supportive community.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, like, the college is here, so it makes it feel like bigger than it is.
Right.
But it really is that small town, homegrown, everybody knows everybody, supports everybody kind of feel.
Yeah.
And the people in this community have really made growing this business that much easier.
That's awesome.
It's so nice having all the support, all the referrals, and you start building friendships outside of your client relationships.
Sure.
And I love Manhattan for that.
Yeah.
So, there's a quote that goes something like, you miss every chance that you don't take.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't given the chance that I was given and didn't take it, I would not be where I am right now.
What's going on, everybody? Kyle Powers here, Haven Real Estate Group at eXp Realty, here with another episode of Local Legends of the Flint Hills. I've got a very, very special guest here with me, and this is Faith Hall. Faith, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, of course. Faith is with Rustic Roots Hair Company, and Faith, I just want to know, what inspired you to say, you know what, I'm going to start my own business and start my own salon here in Manhattan?
Well, it kind of starts out a little crazy. I had always wanted to be a business owner.
Sure.
I knew that kind of going into my career with doing hair. I'd gone to college for a semester, wasn't really my thing. And so I decided, hey, I'm just going to go to hair school. Got done with that, worked in it for about a year. And then that's when I moved up to Manhattan. And I moved up here, didn't work in hair for about a year. And then thought, well, okay, I think I'm going to get back into this now. And so I found a salon. Lori, her name was Lori Sotelo at the time. It's Lori Ulmer now. She was the owner of New Beginnings, and I approached her. She set up an interview with me, and I started working there. I worked there for almost 2 years. She took a vacation in October. First vacation for her in a while, I'll say that.
Yeah.
On vacation, she kind of decided, hey, I don't think I want to be an owner anymore. She was like, this vacation was real nice. So she comes back. This was October of 21. My husband and I, we were getting married in November of 21.
Okay.
And so she comes to me in October and was like, hey, would you want to take over? And I'm like, take over what? And she was like, the salon, I don't think I'm wanting to be an owner anymore.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, when do you need to know by? And she's like, well, by Friday, and keep in mind this was Sunday. So she gave me less than a week to give her an answer. And right away, I knew that it was a yes. It was just like, how are we going to make this a yes? So gave us a couple days to kind of get things figured out. Everything worked out. Got married in November and then took over December 1st. And that is the long story of how we kind of got started and opened Rustic. So
yeah. So why not? Getting married, you might as well throw in a new business.
Yeah, why not?
Let's just put it all in together at once.
Yeah. Literally setting up the day of the wedding or day before the wedding, and I had phone calls from State Board and the state of Kansas, all the banks, and my sister-in-law took my phone from me and was like, you need to focus on your wedding right now.
I love that. That's a hecticness of entrepreneurship in general. So I love that.
Yeah.
So, all right. So what about the name, right? Rustic Roots. Where did that name come from, and how'd you come up with that?
So actually, my husband and I were traveling one day, and we're going somewhere with quite some distance. So we had all the topics to discuss, and he was like, "If you had to pick a business name, what would you go with?" And I was like, I've never really sat here and thought about that, honestly. And so I sat there for a little bit, and I'm looking up salon names and writing stuff in my notes on my phone and doing all the things. And I thought of Rustic Roots. One of the first names was Roots and Boots, and it was going to be a salon and a boutique, and more of the Western vibe kind of thing. And that's kind of what we have now, is that Western vibe in there. And I was like, I think I just want to keep it simple, and I think it would be Rustic Roots, but I don't know if I would do salon and spa or studio or whatever, and ended up just coming up with Rustic Roots Hair Co. And that note actually sat in my phone for probably almost 2 years before it actually became a reality. So that's kind of
cool.
how that happened.
Oh, that's cool. So it just kind of, so what point were you, when they came up with that name, when was that? Was that pre the business or was that
Yes,
post?
it was pre-business. It was like him and I don't even think we were engaged yet. It was just like we were dating at the time, and it just came up in conversation, and I had that saved in my phone for that long. And told myself, I feel like if I ever opened a salon, that's what it would be called. And it was funny when it actually came time to decide a name for the business, I brought it up to him again. I'm like, I think I want to use this name. And he's like, really?
Yeah.
Like, are you sure? And he just wasn't too sure about it. And I asked some of the other girls that were, already a part of the salon, and when I was changing the name and stuff like that. And they were like, oh, this is great. So that's how that came about.
I love that. So for years prior, and then all of a sudden it all comes together.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So you kind of mentioned that you moved up to Manhattan after schooling or for schooling and stuff that way. So what kind of, other than just it was handed to you, what decision was it for you guys to stay here and put down, no pun intended, roots in Manhattan?
Yeah, I love that. So yes, I'll just kind of back up. I'm from Pittsburgh, Kansas, and so I went to college there for a semester, got my cosmetology license in a school in Pittsburgh, Kansas. Moved up here when I decided to go back to school at K-State. My husband, dating at the time, he was in school for civil engineering at K-State.
Nice.
And so he, had a job here already, and then we kind of just, when everything kind of fell in place with the salon, I don't know if we necessarily anticipated to stay here, long term, but then everything kind of fell into place when we took over the salon, and now we're just kind of rooted here. So that's really how that happened, and why I moved up here initially was to go back to school. COVID hit, and I got out of school because it just got real hard.
Yeah.
Took over the salon, did that full time, and here we are.
I love it. Well, I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so Faith, I want to ask you I want to give you the opportunity to kind of talk to us a little bit about what you guys have, right? Obviously, hair salon, you're doing hair and things like that, but I'm assuming there's different services, different types, like colors and things that way. My wife would be in on all of it, not me. But talk to us a little bit about what you guys offer there at the salon.
Yeah, of course. So we offer pretty much everything besides massage therapy, like a full massage therapy session. Okay. We do have a few services that include massage therapy in it, portions of a massage therapy service. Okay. But we offer nails, lash extensions, blonding, coloring, cutting for the whole family, men's, kids, women's, everybody. We offer pedicures, body contouring, facials, brow services. I mean, we offer pretty much everything. We are kind of a one-stop shop, and that was kind of one of our goals with the salon is we have a smaller space, but we really try to utilize every bit of our space to offer a good amount of services so everybody can get everything done in one spot. Okay,
so you have quite a range then of what you're able to do then.
Yes,
so,
yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Awesome. So I guess talk to me then, two things, right? Number one, I want to how does somebody watching this, how do they go out there and say, okay, I want to get a hair appointment or whatever the appointment they may want is, what does that look like? Do they go online? Do they call you up? Do they call the salon up? What does that look like for you guys?
Yeah. So we actually have a lot of options for booking. We use Vagaro for our booking system, which is just kind of a national booking system. If you type in Vagaro.com, you can type in Rustic Roots Hair Co, and it has 24/7 booking on there to where clients can go on, make their own profile, add in card information, their phone number for us to contact them. They can see a full list of all of our services and book anything from anywhere at any time. And we just go online and accept those appointments as we see them pending. They can also call the salon at 785-517-3492. They also can just message our Facebook page, send us an email, message our Instagram. They can message individual stylists. We have access to book clients from our phone on our Vagaro app from anywhere at any time. So we have a lot of booking options for them that hopefully makes their experience smoother with booking an appointment with us.
Okay, fantastic. Okay, well, I want to talk a little bit more about the experience with it, right? What is your goal whenever a client comes into your salon? What is your goal? How do I ask this? What type of experience do you want them to have whenever they're there?
Right. Of course, we want everybody to have a great experience and all that. So in order for us to achieve that, we try to just have a very calming, welcoming area.
Okay.
Our space is small, like I said, and we try to really focus on the client experience, our communication with them, our hospitality. We offer drinks and snacks, complimentary. We kind of serve them while they're there, like, hey, would you like a drink while you process, or whatever it might be. We have someone at the front desk, try to, at all times, to welcome clients and make them feel comfortable, check them in for their appointments. We just have a smaller setting that makes it feel a little more homey and welcoming.
Sure.
And I think there's a lot of times when clients go to bigger salons, they feel maybe a little overwhelmed, and that's something that kind of sets us apart, is having that smaller space, a little more homey feel, more one-to-one client to stylist relationship there.
Okay.
And I feel like we build really good relationships and really try to listen to what the client is wanting and asking for when going into a service.
Nice. Very nice. So at any given time then, how many stylists and or service individuals do you guys have on staff during the day or whatever that may be?
Yes, so we have about a total of 15 of us on the schedule, but you'll only see about half of us in there at a time. And that's really to kind of scale back that like overwhelmingness of the setting and everything. And also we have some people that work opposite schedules at the same station to allow us to have availability 7 days a week. We have morning, afternoon, and evening appointment availability 7 days a week, and that is something that we really pride ourselves in.
That's pretty impressive then. So that's hard to do too, especially with having, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So then you guys, remind me again, where are you guys located at?
We are at 1130 Westport Drive,
Okay.
Suite number 6, over on the west side of town.
Yeah, no, I love that.
Yeah.
So can people walk in and potentially get service at that point, or is there some sort of like booking window that they need to be in?
Typically, if we are there, we are busy. So we do recommend people having an appointment. There are times when we do have walk-in availability, but I will say it's pretty rare.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we do recommend an appointment.
Calling in or putting it online.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Even if it's same day, like, hey, do you have something in an hour? Whatever it might be, it just kind of gives us a heads up, and maybe we can better arrange our schedules and accommodate at that point.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, that's fantastic. So, well, and I think that's the neat part about what you guys have there too, right? Like you have 15 people potentially on staff, but again, you're only looking at about 7 or 8 of them at a time.
Yep.
But having that availability 7 days a week is something that a lot of people aren't able to do.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's awesome having, especially those Sundays and Mondays. There's a lot of people closed on those days, and we fill it pretty quick on those days, so it's pretty rewarding.
That's cool. It's 2026, so you've been in business now for 4, almost 5 years, right? Because November will be, I guess, 5 years. So how has that been with building a salon, building a business here in Manhattan?
Manhattan has been just such a supportive community. It's one of those things, like, the college is here, so it makes it feel like bigger than it is.
Right.
But it really is that small town, homegrown, everybody knows everybody, supports everybody kind of feel.
Yeah.
And the people in this community have really made growing this business that much easier.
That's
and
awesome.
It's so nice having all the support, all the referrals, and you start building friendships outside of your client relationships.
Sure.
And I love Manhattan for that.
Yeah. I say it all the time, and if you watch any of the videos and stuff, like, Manhattan is just a big small town.
It is.
It's a big small town, and I love that. And I think the cool thing that we have in Manhattan in general, in the area, is that we support local businesses. I would say, as a whole, obviously there's different cases, different instances, right? But I think as a whole, everybody tries to support local people and support local small business too, which is really cool to see. So I love that that's been the same experience that you've had here too. So
wholeheartily agree with that.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's so cool. And again, I mean, I think that's the community, the people that we have here that helps us all grow. So, well, and that kind of leads into my next question here. So I guess, what types of clients do you enjoy supporting in that side? Obviously, you have a long list of things that you guys service and are available to give as services. What types of clients have you enjoyed working with the most?
We thoroughly enjoy 0 to 100. I mean, we just have so many people, a variety of stylists that all have their own specialty, their own knacks for everything. And everybody we have someone for everyone, if that makes sense. We have someone who does more alternative styles, and we have someone who really likes focusing on like the elder group, and we have people who focus on the younger kids. And so it's really special being able to service everybody from their first haircut to their last.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I love that, from the first haircut to the last. That's a good one. So, because it does. I mean, it gives you a wide range of opportunity for that. So, that's really neat. All right. So obviously growth is a big piece, right? Like if we continue to grow, we continue to get better, we continue to do that. So what has been one thing that you have focused on with the salon, with the people in your salon, to continue to have that growth?
Yeah. So when we first started out, obviously it was kind of just thrown in our laps, and we were kind of unexpectedly taking this over. And it was one of those things like I kind of had in my head, and talking about it with my husband and stuff, like how do we want to set this place up? How do we want to run this? Like what is the best way for us to get this started, it to get on its feet, get running, and be successful? Yeah. And basically we started out as a booth rental salon. So we had just a salon full of independent stylists. And then over the years, we've kind of integrated commission stylists as well. So now we kind of consider ourselves a hybrid salon. So we kind of have the options for both. Like if clients prefer maybe an individual person over a commission person, we've had those preferences before. I personally would not, but I definitely understand why people do. But we have a hybrid salon that has both, and we have a good variety of both commission and independent stylists. So that's one of the biggest things in how we have grown over the years, is going from everybody kind of doing their own thing to really becoming a team and everybody working together and having that hybrid connection between all the providers there.
So for me, I'm just genuinely curious, what would be the difference and/or the benefit of going versus what'd you say, commission versus
an independent stylist?
Right. What would be the difference and/or the benefits on these?
Yeah. So the difference between that is an independent stylist, they basically run their own business inside of Rustic Roots. So they are their own business. They do their own booking. They work their own schedule. They have their own pricing. They are merely like renting a spot to work from Rustic, basically. And then obviously commission side, they are employed by Rustic Roots. They, are on a payroll, and, they have the salon to kind of back them, be behind them, things like that. And the preferences we've kind of seen with people preferring maybe a commission stylist over an independent contractor is maybe, if there were questions, concerns, things like that, they like being able to go to someone higher up than their stylist maybe, or a manager, owner, whatever it might be, to kind of work out the kinks if there are any, and then they feel like maybe they have a little bit more of a security blanket there.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. So a couple questions before we kind of start wrapping this up a little bit. What does, this one sometimes is the hardest one, right? What, you've now been almost 5 years in the business. Yeah. What does that future look like, and what does the growth, what does that continue to look like, and what are your goals for that moving forward?
Yeah. I'm actually really excited to answer this one because obviously I feel like a lot of business owners, they kind of have their 2-year, 5-year, 10-year goals, whatever that might be. And the start of every year, I do come up with a list of my goals that I want to achieve for the year. And so far, the past 5 years, I have been able to achieve every single one of my goals and more.
Fantastic.
And so we do kind of have our 5 and 10-year plans. We would love to grow and expand at some point. We're kind of looking at renovating and remodeling a little bit this year.
Sure.
Just kind of making our space a little more functional, a little more up to date, and just giving everybody there just that workspace that they really dream to be in. And so we're really excited about that, and just growing our team even more and seeing where we end up with that.
So with that said, and this is off script here for you, but what your capacity in the current space that you're in, how many more licensees or how many more people can you have there in your space?
We are pretty maxed out. Yeah, so we have people sharing stations who work more part-time. Like we have a couple girls that are in school at the university, or we have a couple girls who just work part-time, so they share a station. So we have 2 people at one station, here and there, just especially to fill out those hours for the 7 days a week that we are open.
Sure.
But we are pretty much at capacity. We do have I think we have maybe one more space for another hair girl part-time situation, but and that's kind of why we have this plan to expand a little bit. We've had really good interest from local stylists, service providers in general to work here, and a lot of them do come and say, I've heard great things, and I hope they do. Like I really hope they do.
Sure.
And I love to hear that, obviously, as a business owner, and I do try to give my providers a safe space to work in and somewhere they feel comfortable, and so that's our growing goal, is to be able to provide a space, because I love being able to provide people the opportunity.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So before we I've got 2 more questions, 1 or 2 more questions I want to ask. But before we do, I want to see, number one, I want to give you the opportunity to give, again, if somebody watching this wants to book an appointment, check you guys out, see what you're about, what's good contact information to get a hold of you?
We really post a lot of our deal specials, a lot of our work on our Instagram page, and it's rusticrootshairco.mhk. And you can find pretty much all of our stylist work on there, from body contouring, facials, lashes, hair, everything. They post on their own pages and they collab with Rustic, so all of that content is on our page as well.
Sure.
Again, contacting us on Facebook. We do post on Facebook, not as much as Instagram, but we do post on our Facebook, and you can still reach us there as well. Our Vagaro booking system has what's called Vagaro Connect, and it's like a text messaging system. If you don't want to maybe call and you'd rather text us, we totally get the anxiety that comes with talking on the phone sometimes. So if you would rather shoot us a text or a message on Vagaro Connect or just one of our social media pages, that's a great way to reach us. If you do want to call, again, our number is 785-517-3492, and you can also text that number. So we have multiple ways that you can reach us. We try to make it as easy and comfortable for everybody.
Yeah, I love that. So one of my favorite questions to ask every entrepreneur and everybody that's gone through it, right, is entrepreneurship can be hard. And so one of the things that I love asking is, what advice would you give to somebody that's maybe looking to start, maybe it's a salon, maybe it's a different business, whatever that may be, but what piece of advice would you give to somebody looking to get into entrepreneurship in general?
I love that. So, there's a quote that goes something like, you miss every chance that you don't take.
Yeah.
And if I wasn't given the chance that I was given and didn't take it, I would not be where I am right now.
Yeah.
Obviously, we were not really entirely financially ready, or maybe just fully prepared to take on a full business and start running it with very little preparation. But it's a chance that we would take over and over and over again, because it has been truly so rewarding.
Yeah.
We live such a great, just happy life. We meet so many incredible people who work at the salon. We meet so many incredible clients who come in and, get services done that, like I said, they kind of become more friends a lot of times. And it's just one of those things, if you have the chance, take it.
Yeah. I love that. Just get started, right?
Yeah. Just go for it.
And then one of the final questions for me is, what has been one of your most rewarding moments since you started in November 21 to today? What's been one of your most rewarding moments?
I would say the full circle moment where I went from working 6 to 7 days a week to now being able to have the choice and opportunity to be home with my daughter most of the week. It's, I worked so hard and I grinded for so long. It felt like to be able to be at that point, and I really try to hire girls or just service providers in general that give their all. And I've noticed that when I give my all to them, they give their all back. And
that's awesome.
It's just been so rewarding having such a great, incredible team at the salon where we all get along so well. We all have friendships, and we get to be together and hang out, and we hang out outside of work, and we truly just created friendships.
I love that. I love that. That's really cool. And it's a fun moment to be able to do that stuff too.
Yeah,
so that's
it's
really
amazing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Before we kind of wrap it up, anything else you want to add to the video?
I don't believe so. I feel like we kind of covered all the main points, and
yeah,
love this opportunity.
Yeah, of course. So awesome. Well, and you guys, thank you so much for watching this video today. I really do appreciate it. Again, Faith and her team are doing something really cool there at Rustic Roots, and I think I would encourage you to go out. Number one, check out this video, share this video with somebody that might be interested in looking for a new salon or looking for something different, but also just go in and say hi. Right? Maybe you're not going to get a walk-in, like she said earlier. They stay pretty busy, but go see what they're about, see what kind of opportunity that they can give you just by checking out the salon and just kind of seeing what the girls have. And it sounds like they've got 15 different service providers that you'll be able to kind of pick and choose who you want to go to, which is a fantastic opportunity. So I would highly recommend going and saying hi, giving them a call, seeing if there's something that you can do if you are looking for that. And then as always, just kind of go in and just see what you have, what they can give you to kind of check out their website, check out their social media, see some examples and things of that nature as well. Again, thank you guys so much for watching this video to this point. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already and you enjoy this content, please go and hit that subscribe button, go and hit that little bell so you're notified of any future content that we have coming up. And as always, please share this video with somebody that might be interested in checking out Rustic Roots and being able to see what they have and what they're able to provide. I will put their contact information in everything below, so that way we can make sure to get you guys easily into that one. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. Faith, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. And as always, you guys, we'll see you next time.